I don't know, Steve. I don't know. I kind of like coming down with the three, but let's see what happens. I would have played differently and better had he not stepped forward.
He's taking all the money.
Martel got lucky. He drew me.
And I think when the internet goes out like that, it
You think I had a take there?
kind of screws up the cameras,
He thought I hit.
light sensitivity and all as well. So we'll see. Okay, here's an 8 cube. Matt is pushing the envelope against Steve here. And this, you know, Matt's
That's interesting.
much more accomplished or experienced and accomplished player. I won't say experienced, certainly accomplished than Steve, but Steve plays a lot of money games and so forth. So,
Oof. I'm glad I covered.
but Matt seems to almost be, I won't say bullying and intimidating, but a little bit of that comes into play perhaps. And part of that has to do with the number of chips at the beginning of this round.
The last round.
And you're out?
Yeah, he drew me. That's how he got lucky. So I'm here to commentate.
Well, this one, it's interesting. Going into this,
Huh?
Hammond had 23 checkers, and Matt had 8.
Wow.
So Matt's won 8, 8, and
He's
now
won
we got
12,
an
yeah.
8 cube
He's won 12
in
yeah.
play here. What do you want?
I lost an 8 cube to Wachtel, and I had a shot to win, but it didn't hit. It was great.
So, well, and in Mochy, not to okay, so
Well, Phipps just said I was right to take the cube, so I feel great.
well, you can't believe everything Phipps says. He just dropped 16 chips to Mochy in one match.
In one game?
One game.
Yeah.
So Mochy now has 38 chips.
What a roll.
And I'm only teasing. I have all the respect in the world for Bill Phipps's game, but
No, I think when a guy loses, it's right to rub it in. That's been my whole. That's been my whole. That's why I have this thing that says I have Tourette's, so I don't get beat up all the time when I do that shit. I stuff. We can say shit on this channel, can't we?
I don't
I know if
know.
I'm doing a regular tournament, I never
You
say
got
shit.
to. Well, we're on Galaxy, so you're gonna have to
I
deal
won't.
with Marc Olsen.
Oh, Mark's cool.
Mathematically oriented.
Mark, I work for Marc Olsen, and he's one of the coolest bosses I've ever had. He's a great guy. He's really
Cooler than
laid
me?
back. No, you're terrible. You're fine, but you got the real boss isn't you. That's why I don't call you a boss. You think you're the boss? Are you that
So,
crazy?
yeah, I know better than that.
No kidding. What's going on here? I like black if he can roll doubles. White's got a lot of timing to hold him. Cube's on 8. So there's not a lot of recube big because the cube actually goes 3 more if you redouble. So gammons are worth very little. Because winning is an 8-point swing and a gammon is only 3. God, it changes the game a lot. We had a situation where Wachtel couldn't double me even with the Crawford rule because he loses gammons because of the number of chips I had. So the Crawford rule completely changed the cube action. Under normal situation, Jacoby rule, that's right. He would absolutely have doubled in a normal game, but in that game he loses his gammons. It's just the opposite of a normal game. It was really crazy.
Well, and that's what's intriguing to me a bit because some of these elite players, such as Matt and Mochy and Wachtel, Phipps and others. I mean, they're not only great at match play, but they they're great at heads up play,
Yeah.
which is a totally different game.
But there's
Certainly.
also poker. Your chip stack, knowing the chip stack and how to read that, that's a poker skill. That
Mhm.
David Wells really has a big edge there. He's probably the best poker player, although Ralph Bird is also a very top poker player. But
I can count
Wells is
that
a
pretty
real
good.
solid poker player, and several times he was telling me how the things changed because of the chip.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. Thank you.
So that looks clear if you're winning the race that you run. What else would you do? And you're holding the cube. Well, the cube is always of value to you in a race, but not here where you don't have as much recube vig. Isn't he winning the race by? Yeah, isn't this
Yeah,
an
he's-
easy
he's
run?
well
Isn't he way
ahead.
ahead in the race? What is the problem? And there's not going to be a shot on the next roll no matter what. This looks so obvious. Oh, Steve's playing it. That's the answer.
Hey, hey,
Okay. I mean, this is a clear run. That was a big error, big blunder. When you're winning the race, race. When you're not winning the race, then you can think about it. But he's not going to get a shot. Plus the fact that he's wasting. Look how many pips he's wasted by bringing those checkers to the ace. It's a very poor play.
And this isn't giving away any much information necessarily, but Steve was telling me this morning that he has recently uh, started using XG something, the technical aspects, and apparently he never has before.
That I can tell you for sure that's not true.
Well,
He may
okay,
not have used it. I went to Dallas and gave him a lesson in XG 3 years ago.
okay. Well, anyway, he said he just started using it in a technical sense
Uh-huh.
or some phrase like
Right.
that, and he said it's been so depressing because he discovered he can't play worth a shit according to XG.
Okay, now it's forced to run. He has no choice. What's he looking at? It's White's roll. Okay, sorry, the wrong guy on roll. I'm used to the baffle box.
Or the clock.
So I think he goes to the ace here. I don't think he leaves the double shot. He's thinking about leaving the double shot. I know what he's thinking. If I take longer, the clock runs out and I don't have to play another game. There is that aspect.
There
I'm
is that
telling you.
aspect.
You saw where
Well, with Wells and Matt, remember we were
Yeah.
talking about the fact that he could have squeezed Wells to end with one chip.
Uh-huh. And how about, was it Wachtel? They went to the bathroom at 2 separate times to kill the clock. All right, there's no shot here. Okay.
Okay.
You think they're nervous because I'm doing commentary?
Doubtlessly,
Oh,
that's an element.
Yeah, that could be a part of it. Up. Timer.
What's that?
Tell them time's up. No more games.
Always throw ace deuce when I'm racing.
I thought that was your date reminding you. Of
No, we have a 30.
reservation or
I was the timer guy. We have 30 minutes or 5 games every round.
Oh,
Look out.
come on. Come on, man.
And look at that camera reaction.
Oh.
They both.
Well, from what I understand, the first round, Steve Hammond had 2 double sixes and a double 4 to beat Ralph Bird out of all his chips. So what goes around comes around.
Okay. He's not out of this.
Yeah, he is.
He's out of this.
He's out of The fat lady is singing.
Boxes in a race?
Fat lady is singing. 8
We
chips.
can,
Throw ace
8
deuce?
chips.
we try to do our golf voices over here because it's just on the other side of an air ball, but
I
we,
don't have
we
a-
can hear them better than they can hear us right now.
I don't have a golf voice.
Yeah.
What is that? Being quiet? That's not me. All right.
Wow. So Hammond has quickly dropped 20 chips here.
Yeah. And
had a
that
chance
means that
after the first
I think
box.
Mochy and Matt will be your 2 big-time chip leaders. I think the draw is funny. It's a random draw, and they should be able to. I hope they know it's they're through. Time's up. Tell 'em.
Oh yeah, somebody mentioned it to him, I think. Right. It had just Phipps had just made the announcement.
Good play, man.
Okay, so that means. So what Matt end up with? 328. Yeah. Wachtel has 27. Is that right?
I think so.
Mochy has 38, and Matt's going to have 28, and Hammond 3. So one of that group of 3 with the big stacks is not going to have much opportunity to pick up many in the next round. Whoever draws Hammond.
True. Can't lose either. Only lose 3 chips.
Yeah.
But the chips are how much worth next round? They were,
That was 4. Next one's 8.
yeah.
Yeah. So we have Mochy with 38, MCG with 28, Bob Wachtel with 27, and Steve Hammond with 3 are the only remaining live players going to round 6 here. So as Bob and I were just talking, whoever of the 3 big chip holders, Mochy, Wachtel, and Matt Kongar, one of them's going to get Steve Hammond. So the most he could win is 3, but of course, that's the downside. The upside is the most he could lose is 3. So we shall see. Coming down to yes.
I'm verifying that. Okay, so it's not like 2 every round.
No, it was
Okay.
1, 1, 2, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32.
Okay, so it's 8 on this next one for round 6. Do we know who are? Do you already know who's who?
Let's
we're
see.
playing, or
Has
not
he
yet?
moved them out yet or not? It's Mochy and Wachtel, MCG and Hammond. Let's go Mochy, Wachtel. Because the MCG Hammond match might be with Steve with only 3 chips. That might not be as exciting as the Wachtel and Mochy have 65 chips between them, 38-27. Okay. So, I'm sorry?
All right, I'll jump in first time.
You didn't hear myself.
Okay, so you need to be maybe 6 inches or something?
More than
I have a friend who did do that.
If that. Okay, so Bill Phipps is joining me here for we're going to do Mochy and Wachtel, 38 chips, 27 chips.
And the cube's starting where?
8.
8.
So seemed to be that was the match we should stream since MCG and Hammond only has 3 chips, so it wouldn't be much of a match. Or maybe it would, but it doesn't have the potential for the excitement that the Wachtel Mochy pairing would have. Mochy's almost got 2 handful of chips there.
I need racks like in poker.
So they've designed this bill as kind of ideally some combination of backgammon and poker.
There's not much.
There's not much poker. That's
There-
what I was
there's
going to
really
ask you.
not a poker
You're a
element.
poker
There's
player.
no poker
so-
element, but you get some interesting decisions.
Look at all the chips you have.
Who invented it?
Mochi and Bird.
27 against 38.
Why, it's Mochi Millions.
27 daring.
So,
like four chips. I mean, four.
Get a red. Finally get Kansas.
but it's made some
Any
very,
of those.
very interesting decisions at times. But
Okay, 30 minutes. Commentary starting.
Matt, you want to play shoot tomorrow?
so obviously, we'll go to round 7. I guess there's the potential
I have
that there
started,
not be a
yes.
round 8.
Got it.
Bill?
You're talking about me?
In the comments field, people have thoughts about how this
Well,
alters play.
sorry, Matt, no
How
dog
what?
key in front
How
of you.
play gets
Dog key in
altered
front
and
of
some of
you.
the.
There hadn't been a whole lot of discussion in that regard. I mean,
I think this is something where the whole community is kind of figuring it out on the fly.
I think
don't
so,
think
because
anybody
it's-
really has a handle on it.
it's the first time anybody
Yeah.
not only seen Mochi Million, but really heads up play on the live stream to speak of.
You also can't really put it through XP for PRs.
Yeah. So, anyway, Bill Phipps here with me, and
Did it go to 16?
I'm going to comment on the
what's that?
I'm going to comment on the commentators. You guys threw up on convention.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why we turned your mic
You're a
off.
commentary GM.
You're right.
I'm an intermediate.
So,
So, all right.
now again, as y'all note, in this round, the cube is started on 8, and of course it's heads up play, so Jacoby rule is in effect. So you can't. The gammons and backgammons aren't activated until the cube is turned. So
So the cube's basically
at an 8, a starting 8 cube, that gets pretty interesting when it takes a 16 cube to activate the.
Is worse there.
This is kind of an interesting number.
It really is.
Mochi has.
I feel like Mochi has been playing faster without a clock. That's when there's a clock.
I think so,
You
and
know,
that's been true of
and
several
he's not
players.
even doing the thing he usually does, where he looks at the ridiculous play, it sets everything up.
He
and back and
almost
forth.
always,
It's entirely different Mochi.
Exactly, because he normally looks at all the plays he's not going to make
Right,
first,
right.
and then goes back to the one that. Bill is out, Ian Terry. He. Who knocked you out a while ago?
Mochi.
Mochi with a.
I got to play him 3 times this tournament. That's a great draw.
Had 16 pips and lost on a 16 cube. Or something. But Mochi's forsaken his bandana that he's worn all day until this point. Maybe he's jinxed his mojo or something. Let's see. And Wachtel's taking off his baseball cap. What's the deal?
The other table, Hammond's got 3 chips and Matt Gongira's got 20 something. So
Yeah.
it's going to end up being Matt Gongira in one of these.
In one of these. That's why just figured there wouldn't be much opportunity for play in that other match with Steve only having 3 chips. So we put this one on the stream with the 2 big stacks comparatively.
Final will be interesting because they don't have to get down to 0 chips. They can just
Right, you get some interesting money decisions at the end.
amazing. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Very complicated.
Unattractive as it is, do you come out?
guessing it's a bit much, but worth a think.
Yeah. I guess since he's behind, he has to stay back.
And this just seems like a hit and cover.
So what do Bob Wachtel, John O'Hagan, and Petco have in common?
Finalists in the World Championship.
Very good. Finalists, and they outplayed their opponents and lost. All three of them.
Now, who did Wachtel lose to? Do you recall?
Petco lost to the Israeli.
Petco lost to DDA and Ellie Royman. And O'Hagan lost to Dennis Carlson. I don't remember who Wachtel lost to.
You can ask him, I'm sure he'll remember.
Okay, you want to come over here?
No, I'm fine.
You sure?
Clearly, again, this is in our prime.
I want to drown out.
Okay.
I know, but I appreciate it.
Well, I've got a speed board.
10 pips. All right.
Is he up 10? Did you say?
Yeah, that's what. I just did a quick count. That's
Yeah.
be off.
So this pretty expensive decision to contemplate, though. Rolls on 5-2, makes
Yep.
yeah 2, cleans it up. He's well ahead in the race.
Come on, Matt.
There it comes 16 cube. Now Bobby Wack.
God, come on. You're just torturing me.
He has a little less recube equity.
Matt, can you please torture him more?
Right.
I would still think
I
pretty easy
think it's a
take.
take. I mean,
Pretty easy.
Mochi's
I think it's pretty
a
trivial take.
lot of work to do to clear those 2
Yeah.
points.
And he's not dead in the race.
All this left
Marc,
for you to do is just go up with it.
you have full prime against one checker, and he also has
And
one checker.
Wachtel has a fair amount of timing as well for
That's not that's
Mochy's going to have to clear something relatively soon.
Sportsmanship.
Looks like,
Why aren't you doubling?
Yeah.
from my perspective, at least an easy take.
That's a big no-no.
But they're talking and laughing about it. So, yeah.
On the other table, Steve Hammond, just the fact he's still playing means probably winning over there.
No, he's doubled over.
Oh.
Matt's got him closed out.
Oh, wow, he let that go.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised.
I'm
It's a take.
I'm a big surprise. But, okay, so that moved, how many? That was 8.
Yep, yep.
So Tara, Bob Wachtel has 19, and Mochy has 46.
19.
I bet I'm Mochi now.
Uh-oh, that's too good.
No, that window expired.
You got off?
Okay.
Still a roll ahead of me. Uh-oh.
So if Matt has closed him out, then Matt takes Steve's 3.
Oh, we got an interesting dynamic. What if this ends and Wachtel still has chips? We have
Yeah,
three
how
players.
do they resolve that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think we still draw and there's still one guy.
Oh, just gets the money, gets his a
One guy
little,
gets it behind.
yeah, which automatically cashes.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of it, but yeah, it is. Well, it's got to go to round 8, right? This is 6.
Oh, yeah, it does have to go 8 rounds, so even if he gets the buy,
Pull my chips away from that.
it's really
interesting.
Very, very technical thing.
I'm not sure how it sits or works. I don't know if
This complex.
What, Mochy's thinking about it again here?
which just shows you how
Does Bob to play a 5-1?
Actually, was distracted and I'm not.
You would think.
Or is it Mochy's cube decision?
No, because they're. No, I don't think they are.
then I'll just go into commentary. Or I'll play. I could play. You want to play some cash tomorrow, Shuetz?
You know, and one thing, Bill, you mentioned earlier about Mochy playing a different game in certain regards. You know, you're also seeing a lot more
Start to get some Shuetz going.
talking and expression and emotion, humor out of Mochy that you normally wouldn't see in a tournament environment. I don't think.
More than 100 people watching.
Is Mochy trying to sell him on something?
Yeah.
Don't neglect the quad blot play.
Now maybe more because of the, so many chips.
They're very chatty.
Stephen Hammond, why aren't you still playing?
That's what you get going into a fight with a thug with a small stack, you know?
Well, he got his large stack from me the match.
The match before, yeah. Okay, so
She's asking a clock.
So we planned to do this as a warm up.
Mochy's having fun over Wachtel's indecisions.
One thing is that Bob really can't get him.
There's no recube big. That's one reason you get.
They have the Monaco event. And they're attaching the
I think that allowed Bob to
To 19. Or,
keep the back checker split if he can't get Gambit.
And we want to run preferably 4 days.
Let's do it.
I don't know what that
Actually,
was.
there's definitely no
It's
recube
only
big.
worth 19.
Get the extra 3.
A lot of times it's nice to have a market loser. Yeah, no market losers.
I mean, you could, I don't know if you could run something alongside the UBC, at the same time.
Wow, that's an ugly roll.
Every time I took my wife to the market, I lost it.
3 blocks. I think I gotta go. You got it.
And a match.
Here we go.
64 points.
Oh, that's what we wanted.
I got an Airbnb for Steve.
Hit another. Yeah. Boo.
Oh, that's cold. That's cold.
Okay, so let's see. It's going to be interesting. Matt Congar is going to have
How many is Mac gonna have?
31, I think.
How many do you have?
There's Matt. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You might be in the finals, but if Wachtel ends up with any, well,
Good on stream.
it could be a
Three
three-way.
left.
Could be a 3. If Wachtel wins this game, there could be a 3-way.
Round robin.
I think they're gonna. I think they do still a draw. One of you gets a bye.
No.
One of you gets a bye.
With this.
Wachtel's got to win this game for that to happen. Big favorite now.
Everybody's on the bar, yeah.
Everybody's on the block.
Jump in, the water's fine. Huh?
4 black checkers on the
Oh,
Bob is
block.
back.
Roll.
now.
What, 7 blocks?
It's an easy.
And Mochy's got 9 blots. Clean. They clean that up, huh?
I wrote a book says don't leave 9 blots.
How many did it sell?
10. I got 9 more with this.
Most people don't need that book, you know? Okay, he's in.
Wow, what a game.
Okay. Black's winning odds, Matt.
So, these are so Mochy has 46 chips and Bob has
Yeah.
19.
Yeah.
Gammons are dead.
What are the Black's winning odds here?
So what happens if we just play until someone has all the chips? Are there?
No, you play 8 rounds.
Play 8 rounds.
And it's over.
Uh-oh.
Unless someone has all chips before the 8th round.
Look at this place.
That means the cube is going to be starting on 6.
Don't worry about it.
What's the right player?
Yeah.
You are five
And 32
Yeah.
in the 8th round.
It is a huge
How many rounds have we played?
8.
How many rounds have we played?
Oh, this is 6.
game over.
Okay.
Oh.
Tell you what, Wachtel can roll some threes.
Very hard for somebody not to have.
I would think so.
32.
With this smaller field, yeah.
But what's easy is to hedge.
Okay.
That's what's easy. You make a deal on the next round based on the number of chips and go home. That's what I would do. Depending on who the other guy is. Looks like it might be Mochi.
Uh-oh.
Okay. It starts.
Hit and cover.
One five.
That's what Phil said.
Always in the game to the end.
Oh, he got it. That's
Hey,
huge.
Wachtel hadn't failed to roll a 3 yet until now.
That was huge.
Double five.
So it was large.
Bob is in the game until the end with an ace point game, Phil,
Right.
not with a 3-point game.
This game is
Right to hit the last two. Well, we had-
With a
we had three
couple of rebuys,
Yeah, 3 rebuys.
3 rebuys.
I think it's 3. Let me check it. I wrote it down. So that's 11 times. Oh, it's 8 times 5 and 3 times 4. $1,200 more for the
9 times. 9 times 5?
Oh yeah, we had 9 original. The chips were combined. Yeah, we had 3 rebuys. $400 each. We had 9 times 5. It's 4,500 plus 12. 5,700.
So,
We're starting at 12. You can announce it on the stream too, Bill.
I'm sorry?
We're starting noon tomorrow. We're starting.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Noon tomorrow, we're starting.
Noon Pacific.
That's official.
Noon to what?
Noon Pacific time.
Noon Pacific time. We're starting tomorrow. That'll be on Ace Point Backgammon YouTube channel.
How do you decide if it goes on Galaxy or Ace?
Normally, we would prefer to always stream on Galaxy because they have the much larger number of subscribers. But there was a little concern with the gambling aspect of being on Galaxy. So,
Uh-oh. He gets a
There we
shot.
go.
He gets a shot.
where's the ace?
You do see too many.
With what? 9 checkers off, he gets it.
Got played.
Now you just gotta spread them all out,
10 times.
trying to
Oh my god.
cover as much.
Big hit.
Yeah.
9 checkers off the closed board is only 60-40.
You gotta have maximum coverage. 5, 5, 5.
Non-checkers
Can't
off
do
of the
that.
board. That was 60-40.
Yeah, it's 50-50
For
at 8
the-
checkers
for
off.
the
Each
9
checker's
checkers.
10%. So if Bob closes him out, he's only a 40-60 underdog.
Can't block either of the big sets, so just spread them out.
Should get a second checker.
That would make him a big.
Most usually rolls double fives here.
Okay. 6-3.
Here we go.
4, 5, 6. Okay, and split. There you go.
This has got to be the biggest game of the tournament by far. They laughed at Bob for taking this cue.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
Now you know why he recued.
There's the first
How he
ace.
gets to
He's only got, yeah, he doesn't have any more aces.
Don't put it up.
16 to 7.
Oh.
You gotta put him up.
16 to 7.
Why wouldn't you hit him?
Because you want to let him roll an ace over here.
No, you can't risk the 5. I think you hit him.
I'd put it to 7.
I'm hitting.
Alright.
No.
I hit him.
You got coverage to cover if he rolls a 5.
He just rolls an ace and then you win.
Yeah.
John Kincaid.
Nice to meet
Good luck. And if he doesn't roll a 5, you know, you
That's
cover and you have a 6 prime.
That's me. That's me.
Oh, look at that.
2-5.
Yeah, but look at that.
Yeah, this could be better.
What's that?
5.
Could be better.
Yeah.
They're having fun with it too.
Bro, it's actually.
Uh-oh.
Game is over.
Yeah.
So much for that.
Actually,
That's the best roll.
nobody would ever think it was a good roll, but
Still got
actually
40
it's a
to
good
go.
roll.
Those
think about
bars
it.
are flipped
Okay,
Now we get
block the 5s.
Block the
Now you
bar.
should slot, I think.
No, you block the 5s.
You don't hit. You hit?
Oh, this is not good.
You don't care about getting gamma.
Just flop the
Yeah, that might be better.
Uh-oh.
Oh, face up is good. Banana
Why you
split?
I blocked 9.
Who's keeping the time? This got to be the last game. Even if Wachtel were to win.
make the 8. No,
No, you don't know.
Okay.
Bob did not write the book in the game.
Uh-oh.
Alright.
He didn't write in the game to the middle. He wrote it. Now I know you.
Go to the bar. There you go. Oh!
Oh, okay.
And a miss.
Nice.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Right.
Oh, man.
What a game.
Okay. Mochy probably roll a big set right here.
Big.
Small set.
That's not so bad.
Ones and sixes.
8.
8.
Oh. 1, 6, and 8.
Always a trailer. There you go.
He's gonna have
Whoa.
40%.
Needs the bar or hit
8 or
loose.
9. That's
Not.
Gotta hit it.
It hits.
Gotta hit it.
Is that right?
And then go to the 13.
That's right.
13.
You make the- you don't play to make the seven?
You're playing max covers.
Yeah, but you wanna make the ace point and then start to draw.
Uh,
We're gonna have to check around the draw.
Here's an A6 now. No. Here's a bingo.
okay.
Game.
12 to 8.
What a game. Mochy's only a slight favorite in this game
Well,
now. 65%.
Pretty good. Bob saved the G.
I don't think Bob was worried about the Uh-oh.
Not what he had in mind. 2 to 1.
4 to 3.
Matt thinks 4 to 3.
Because you don't want to check around the ace point.
Dude,
That's not good.
Matt,
See how good it would be to
You
have
gotta
check
play
out
a
these points?
5 off. 5 off.
Why not 4 up?
And you have to find an ace.
3-2, not a 4-1.
well, if you had a checker on the ace, right, Phil?
If he was on the 4 and 1, he would just take 2 off and have an ace closed board.
Oh man, this is a wild, crazy game.
Five play.
Yeah, but now you have to play an ace and
5-4 makes sense,
5
right?
to
You
4 is
keep the
enough
5-point board longer, or even a 4-point board. Longer.
Yeah.
I mean,
You moved 2 to 1.
you just bear off faster also.
If he misses, this is like a 50-50 game. That might even favor Rockville.
It must be 5 to 4, but pretty big
No,
margin, I think.
no, I don't think so.
This is not good.
No, you got to take a checker. If you got to leave a black, you got to take a checker off. Oh, gutter ball. Now I'll roll a 4.
Oh, what a roll!
That should be.
Go
Have to
to-
come up.
Come up, you know.
That should be game.
You come up or
Got
do you
one
go
more
to the
shot,
ace?
most
Yeah, but
likely.
now he's got his 4-point open.
Yeah, just to hit the shot and then have more from there.
Yeah,
Hey.
wow.
Okay. Still a sizable dog.
Okay.
Just roll like a plus 4 or something.
Okay. Boom.
4.
4-2. What's that number you say?
Oh.
Oh.
There's a gin.
4-4? Yeah. What almost pulled it up.
Well, okay. So that leaves MCG and Mochy is the only people with chips.
Wow, what a
No,
game.
what? Yeah, yeah. So Mochy's going to have 65. 65, and Matt has 31, I think, or something.
I mean, this is
Edge.
leaves you less
Good
escapes.
advice.
Okay, so
Wow.
Yeah, but
65 chips for Mochy,
Just came in.
31 for Matt.
That was an exciting game.
Just came in this second.
So
That's why I said 5.
that was exciting.
You brought it back a long way.
You got lost because they're all over on the
Oh,
other side.
man.
exactly.
The most exciting Mochi Gammon Millions,
Hey, you
Mochi
guys,
Millions game
I
ever.
want you all to meet my friend John
Now, if y'all were
Kincaid,
listening,
Hello.
Phil Simborg,
noon tomorrow, we'll have this
Ralph Bird,
one, probably
Ralph
just one
Bird
more
over
match.
there.
Could be 2 more matches
Bob
with
Wachtel.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Mochy and Matt here.
Okay.
But
Sure.
either going to be Mochy or Matt as the winner. Who's this gentleman? Some guy come in. I don't know who he is. Yeah, this has been fun. Okay, so seemingly very soon, Mochy against Matt Congar, and likely, depending on how it's played, I suspect, most likely, that one of them will end up with all his chips, and then that would be in effect a winner take all circumstance. So, yeah. Okay. Now tomorrow is Chouette's variations, perhaps like Pasco Gammon and its various flavors, and Future Gammon. And I watched Phil and Pasco play Future Gammon today. That was pretty interesting. Talk about a lot to think about, because you roll and you get to, your opponent has to roll so that you know your opponent's roll before you make your play. So you have to not only contemplate what your play is, but also making that play with the knowledge of what your opponent's next roll is. So, I mean, you got a lot of permutations to think about. And then, you know, the next roll, he has the same advantage. He knows what his role is, and he knows what your following role is. So, kind of makes one think quite a bit. Hey, Tara, if you're listening to me, tell Steve Hammond he left his phone in there. I think it's his. So, yeah, doesn't get any better than Matt against Mochy.
What do you think, Matt?
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna play with 8 cube, not 16. More, you know, more action.
Not on
Yeah.
this pattern.
Yeah.
That she really wouldn't be appropriate because none of the decisions are going to be real backgammon.
So I think you have 31. Okay.
31 to 65, is that
Yeah,
correct?
I have a
Yeah, but it's not really the
56.
same game,
Does that sound like
you know?
we're divisible by 8?
Well, XG can't analyze this because it's not
Okay, let's do a
True
elimination. So
in,
now,
in an
from now on, this is
XG
benches.
sense, right?
And I have
It's not
56.
match play. It's not.
And you have 31.
Okay, Mr. Simborg.
I'm
This-
thrilled.
Did I turn that off? No, you're up.
I am thrilled
Just wanted to be
This
because we have
now,
two
what
of
do
the
you
greatest
think?
players in the world.
I think this is going to.
really care how many chips they have.
One of them's going to end, be it this round or next round. One of them's going to win all the chips. It's not going to end up being some split deal.
No.
I don't.
Tara,
I mean,
I'd
Mochy
like to
could
play
play it.
favourites. Just message me after.
You know, he could
Mochy wins.
half-ass stall it out and take 2/3 of the pot. But I don't think
That's not his style.
That's not his style.
There's $5,700 in the pot. That's
Yeah.
what they're playing for. And Mochy's a 2-to-1 favorite in chips, and he's probably a 2-to-1 favorite to win as a result. So,
Message you tonight
okay,
because I'm going back to fix up.
isn't that to whose advantage is that to? The one with the
Jump on the computer.
I don't know. Yeah, he doesn't
Oh,
care.
they're
about
leaving
his
it on
advantage.
8
They're
instead
going to
of
start at 8
16?
instead of 16.
Okay, they've decided to leave it as starting 8 cube rather than Matt's doing some
Yeah,
probably some
hedging calculations.
hedging calculations.
I
If
told
he was sitting on the other side of the table, we
Yeah.
could follow it easily. You
Well,
know?
let me tell you, the first big tournament I got to the finals, I called my coach, Perry Gartner. I said, I'm playing Senkowitz in the finals. Do you have any advice? He said, hedge.
For whatever he might
Yeah,
be willing to
right.
give you.
And Senk wouldn't hedge, and I beat him. And I don't blame Senk. If I
Oh,
would
it
have
was-
taken Senk,
you run into some funny situations. One time in Vegas, Ed O'Loughlin and I, we were playing in one of their weekend jackpots after we flush out. It was a pretty good chunk of change. You know? Ed and I get to the semifinal. Some guy from Mexico who was absolutely inexperienced, intermediate player, had gotten to the other final, of the other position in the final.
Okay.
And Ed and I, we got to like D&T and we decided to hedge a certain amount, but at a percentage basis. But we agreed that the winner could not hedge with this guy.
And the other guy won, didn't he?
No, I beat
usually that's
Ed
the
and
case.
then I won the
Almost
final.
always the case that big underdog wins. All right.
I'll tell you another real quick.
Yeah.
One time in Indy when they used to have weekend jackpots,
Mhm.
I ended up in the Saturday jackpot final and the Sunday jackpot final with John Alexander. We were both in it. I said, hey, let's sit down and let's work a deal out. We're both in the final. No, I'm a better player. Let's play them out. I won them both.
I'm not sure he was better. I knew his game well.
I beat him both.
Yeah, I'm not sure his game was better, but I'm sure he thought so.
So anyway.
So it's interesting. This shows you, I think, what a gentleman Mochy is, that they agreed to go from 16 to 8. I believe that really gives Matt more chance than a 16.
Well, I don't know.
I
don't
no,
argue that.
The bigger stack I think has a bigger. Phipps, what do you
Matt
think?
would like to play.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Okay.
Bill Phipps says his instinct is it doesn't matter. My first thought was that if it's a bigger cube, Matt gets to play for bigger stakes. I mean, it's like post Crawford playing, increasing the cube or something. But I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe when you're behind, you'd rather have the stakes be bigger, so you have a faster chance to catch up.
Well, that's what I thought.
One game, you're right. You're at even money almost.
Mm-hmm.
It was 16, and he loses 16. That's 32. Yeah, it'd be almost exactly even.
Almost exactly.
But they'll get more games in this way, and it's more interesting. So I like that.
And there's more of a likelihood, perhaps, that it goes to an 8th round.
Yeah, we might see more cubes with the cube on 8. We're much more likely to see more games with cubes. We're watching obviously two of the best players in the world right here. This is what's so exciting. Of course, there's a lot of people that could have played Mochy where I would have said that.
And you got two of the best players in the world, in a somewhat unusual format and circumstance.
Yes,
it's not
something they play every day. Yeah.
It's not the backgammon we know in match play so much.
Well, what do you see tomorrow when we play variations? You're going to see all kinds of interesting and new games to play that you won't normally see. You have to use your brains to play future gammon and Pasco gammon, and I hope we'll play some pineapple bluff gammon. This looks like a normal backgammon. Is it 9 pips? Then I don't think it can be a cube at this point. Oh, he's thinking about the 6-3 play. Okay. He's playing for contact because he's got a highly superior board, which no longer is highly superior after the 3-1.
That's only superior.
And now oh, really? This play. Why does that idiot think about plays that I never think about? Maybe he's not the idiot. Oh, I can see why though. If he make
interesting.
Oh no, I think his play is right.
Well, it takes away what? 10 hitters? No, 6-3's duped.
Yeah, hitting is bad here when your opponent has a 4-point solid board like that. When he has the rack. Now, do you anchor? If you anchor, you get fewer shots. But you're in the
anchor, you have to play 6-4 because you don't have a 2. You might want to bring that builder down.
Your first question is, do you anchor or not? That to me is the most.
Well, granted, I will give you that. But if you do anchor, then you only have 1, 2.
Yeah, right.
If you don't anchor, you could play a checker across, 13-8 or something like that, and have another builder working on your board.
So what would you do here? I don't know.
I think I'm playing 13-8. I don't think I'm anchoring just yet because he plays behind you too.
Bill, do you anchor here? I don't think I. Okay. You agree with that? Okay.
It's too easy for him to play past you here.
Maybe there's something to do. We always wonder if it has something to do with the format that changes plays like that. Because now Mochy can't get gammon very easily, holding his opponent's 4-point. And maybe Mochi's thinking, I'm up so much on chips, I should be playing gammon save a little bit more. There's that.
But again, we recall the cube's got to be activated to capitalize on gammon.
Yeah, but you're always thinking, what happens if he doubles?
Right. Just for the viewer's perspective, though, it's a Jacoby rule in play.
This is not a friendly roll for Matt.
2 down, I guess. Huh? Give him the 7.
Well, it's either that or slot 2, and that.
No,
see, that's the other play. I would.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking myself. 6-2 is forced by logic, unless he's winning the race. He's winning the race.
He could run.
Yeah, but he's not winning the race. He's not winning the race though. That's why you don't run. Game plan comes first every time. Now I think it's clear. You got to clear the 14.
Yeah, you can't risk against that 5-point board.
It's got to be the 14. Okay. 7 is a champion. 8. Still not going to run because he's losing the race, even with those 2 blots there.
That was the
Even with
He
the
could
two
have.
blocks. Can we get a split?
He could have ran to them to the 13.
Yeah, but again, he's losing the race. But not by that much, not enough to get doubled. The formula basically here is Matt has a double if he's up 15% in the race. In a normal money game,
Now,
and he
what do
wasn't
you
up
do here?
15%.
Make the 10?
Well, when you're winning the race, I don't know. I know you don't leave blots. But if you don't make the 10, well, you make the 10, you are leaving a blot.
You're leaving.
Leaving a 9 shot.
Yeah, but if you don't make the 10,
You're okay.
you're leaving 2 blots behind him.
No. Oh, yeah. You can leave 1 blot by playing 3 to 2. Okay, he's blocking.
Well, and being behind dictates the blocking play a bit, does it not? See, I don't know.
I don't. Yeah, if he's up 12 after the roll, I don't think you have to worry that much about your opponent running. So that's why you don't worry that much about leaving 2 blots.
But you still gotta clear sometime, regardless.
How do you count so damn fast, Bill? Phipps is counting.
Mic on him so he can do his own
It's really smart.
And he knows you'll.
It sounds good.
Where's the microphone?
He knows you'll always believe what he says.
No kidding. Otherwise, I got to count. I don't.
Maybe he should talk a little louder.
Yeah,
so everybody can hear
I
him.
like this personally.
yeah. But I think he wants to get paid.
And I like this.
Okay, they're having a good time. I don't know if Mochy's trying to sell one or the other, but
Now, let me ask you
he's
another
making
question.
constructive suggestions here.
Here's another thought. We have 30 minutes to play.
Right.
Who has the advantage of playing slower?
Again, it's who wants to.
Yeah, Mochy has an advantage playing slower.
Yeah,
He's got more. He got more
because he
chips.
got more chips.
Right.
He could, he could play this match and the next match
Yeah.
where he loses maybe 4 or 5 pips and still be winning.
Oh, double 6.
Outdrove
Huge.
him about 4 pips.
Huge. He could have blocked them. So, I think
Thank you.
I think there should be a clock.
Could have blocked him.
Yeah, right. Okay. But Bill Riles was right.
Kind of like
That's
Fonzie.
not very
Kinda
easy
like
for
Fonzie
me.
trying to
That's
say
not
he's
easy for
wrong.
me to say that Bill Riles was right. You know, I think these should be clocked. I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is round 7.
So are they playing again after this?
Yeah.
If anyone has it.
Yeah. Unless they decide to split, the 2 of them could decide to split anytime they want. Split based on the number of chips. But Mochy, this is Mochy's event. He wants it to be exciting and fun, and it sure
Yes,
has
it's
been.
not the Matt Congar million, right?
Right, right. It's the Mochy man, and he's in charge of the rules too. But you couldn't have had a more exciting finish than Wachtel and Mochy last time.
Oh, that was great.
That was amazing.
Okay, here it goes. Hey, you touched it, you own it, all right?
So in normal game, let's talk about a normal game first of all.
59, 63 to what? 63 to.
57.
What is it? What?
Yeah.
57, 68?
57,
He
63.
took it. He took it. This is very exciting. Dice on checkers count. That's a very bad roll. They have to roll a 4 there. This is not much
That's
better.
Not much better, if
Not
any.
much better.
Although he doesn't have a void.
This is a huge game though with the 16 cube. This is very big. Does he have a recube? Sure, he got almost full value on a recube because 31 chips in a 32 cube. So watch out for the recube. Is the recube would be the same as normal backgammon, or do you have to have a different? I think it's different. I think you have to be much slower to recube in this format.
I want to make a gap.
Ah,
This is too much.
that's true. If he gives Matt the cube,
Bye-bye.
it's dead. If he gives Matt the cube, it's dead. But I don't think he has a recube until he rolls better.
Okay, you are using
Theory.
I go to the ace.
Yeah, theory.
Why?
Why? Because I don't want to waste it on a 6. But you may be right. I would have gone to the ace there.
Situation here.
Scary situation. We got scary situation.
Okay.
Ooh.
Mochi's refusing to make a horse race out of this.
Roll harder.
This is really big. Every roll is huge here. Oh, that's not a bad miss.
Moves a lot of freight, but
That's not a bad
doesn't
miss.
unload much.
He wouldn't roll over. He'd take that roll.
Okay,
He would
what
not roll
I
over.
do here?
I would re-roll that.
2.
Well,
Man,
technically
neither
it's
one of
zero,
them want
zero
to.
position.
Neither one of them want to win this game.
Could be off in 2
Those
rolls.
dice.
That didn't hurt unless he rolls a 2-1.
No.
Pick 1, go to the 5, make doubles work.
2 rolls.
Yep, make double 5s work. You got to play for doubles now.
Okay. Yeah, this
1, 2.
that's barely workable doubles.
Double 5 or greater. We're gonna have a much
Oh,
okay.
oh, I saw
I
2
thought it was
to
double
start
2.
with. Yeah.
Double 5 or greater, and he doesn't get
Boom.
it.
So
Okay,
now we
we've
got a
got a
horse race.
we have a much closer.
47 for Matt,
16. Okay.
49 for
Now
Mochi.
I have
Wow,
49.
I would
And they
split.
spent
Oh, it's close. Just one game.
spent half the time.
5 minutes?
Shit.
It
Oh
wasn't
no, they spent
Longer than
10
that?
That was easily 10 minutes. Easily 10 minutes.
Okay.
The total should be 96.
Wow, we got a horse race.
47 49.
Wow.
49.
Boy, that hurts. When you
Is there any logic that Mochi should
Your
drop
first
a
double
close
plus
cube
16
because of that chip
Yeah.
thing?
That's painful.
Well, neither one of them has much of an advantage either way on the chip.
Oh, we can get
No,
Influence
but I'm talking
aspect.
about the last game that Mochi
Oh.
took. Because he's winning so much, doesn't he have more an incentive to drop cubes? I think he does. but he
It
obviously
depends
thought-
on his
What's her name? Yelly?
objective
Yelly?
and what you know. I mean, if the objective is
I think his objective is to win. That's what I'm talking about. If you're trying to win, don't you be more
well, if he's trying to
conservative?
win, you play a bunch of 1-point games and
Double.
just
Right.
win
Actually, you can leave the double too.
Yeah. This is no longer dead.
or win the vast majority of the
Ooh, there's a great roll for
the
Matt.
pot.
This could be a cube. This could be a cube. I think it's a cube. I'm doubling.
Yeah.
I'm doubling. And am I taking is the question. I'm not sure it's a take. If it's not a take, it's a mistake.
That was a great game.
Oh, wow.
Almost survived.
Yeah, Bob blew it by not rolling better.
No, he blew it by letting Mochi roll double fours.
Yeah. That was quite a game. Well, Bob rolled that double 2 to be in the game to begin with, but that was still, he wasn't in the game that much. That was a great game. That was the most exciting Mochi Millions game. He didn't double? How do you not double this? What's the matter with that guy? Oh, he could hear me, huh? How could he not double this?
We can hear them
Either
at
Ma-
this point in time.
either Matt's an
with
idiot
so
or I
few
am.
people, they can hear us. Not that I'm concerned with Matt taking your advice.
He took my advice once. I told him where to go for dinner.
Do you care? I don't care what the symbol says.
Oh,
He took my advice once. He moved in with my son when he first moved to Chicago. And he had the time of his life. My son was in a commune.
better you didn't have him move in with your daughter.
By the way,
Do you have
this
a
is
daughter?
also a stream.
No.
Now you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Steve.
What you said. I wouldn't listen to those symbols anyway.
That was my point, you know. Okay. So we have to be careful. Now it's just a one match, and us over here, we can hear them, they can hear us.
I got to look at that cube, though. I can't believe that Matt didn't cube. There must be something there missed.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
He didn't have an anchor. He had a lot of
Making the 7 looks natural.
So you wouldn't have doubled?
Making the ace one.
All right. Wachtel thinks it's close, so And what Matt obviously
Well, and
thought it
now
wasn't
that
a
it's,
double.
it's also
I don't think it had anything to do with the score here in this. If it's a double, it's a double. I would think this is no different from money, normal money double. The score.
well, since at this score,
At the,
right?
yeah, with equal
at
amounts
the
of chips.
earlier score, Matt was turning it on the prior game.
Well, gamuts don't really count anymore. You're doubling to, so it's you're only doubling to 60 because they put.
Yeah, gamuts matter. So, how can you not come out? How do you not come up with them? Whereas the last one to the ace,
Well,
you
look
don't
at
like
this
it. Oh, I
profile cam. Mochy's in serious concentration and focus mode here. Oh, who is that?
That's fine by
Is that
me.
someone new came into the room? I don't recognize the clothes. Or is that what?
One moment.
I don't think he can.
So the reason he's not coming out is he's losing the race, but still, he's so stiff. He's going to be hard to play if you don't come out.
Well, he can run with one of them.
Yeah, but then you
But
still
he
drop
only
it.
doesn't get that far, though.
You know
It's
what?
blocked.
You might make the ace. No, this
I
is,
could live with that.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Hmm?
You got a lot of guts. Yeah, I think I'll agree with Mochy. You got a lot of guts, Riles.
You got a lot of guts. Arguing with Mochy.
I think there's another word for that besides guts.
It's probably one of the more confusing games, isn't it? All the different of all the props I play.
Okay, you win.
He's playing for contact because he's losing the race, and he's likely to get contact here. That's a good roll for Matt. Ooh, that's a good roll for Matt. This is a bad roll for Mochy. He would have liked to have been able to roll a 5 or a 6 to get out of there and keep his board. Now Matt's thinking about the cube. So Woolsey's Law, would you take? That's right. You're not sure, you give the cube. I'm not sure it's a take. He grabbed it. Okay,
Whoa.
we got excitement here.
Fake this out with
This
that
is
gentle
exciting.
move to the.
Oh,
Whoa,
look at
yeah.
that. It was almost forced because the other way
Yeah.
you're leaving a shot anyway.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Who is this guy, man? He's,
Wow.
Rolled
I would hit.
of course, he rolled sixes last
2,
game and promptly lost.
3.
No, you hang on, so I do get to see you roll.
I don't think you come out. I like the cover.
And then I get to see you
I like down, but there must be a reason to think about coming out because I wouldn't. That's still my play. This is a very big roll. Oh. They always throw the good ones away. Oh, he hits him again. Wow. Matt Cohn-Geyer.
You wait for the other one? Yeah, take a shot at it.
Well,
See if you can pick up this fourth checker.
gammons are big here.
Yeah,
Gammon could be the whole Mochi Million victory.
there it
He
is.
gets it. Oh my God, what a swing. What a swing. We've had some unbelievable games here. Well, Mochi was on the right side of the Wachtel situation. Looks like he's going to be on the wrong side of this one. 3 in and 5 to the ace. With the open board and 2 on the bar. Gammons are... He doesn't peel. Oh, he did peel. Okay. Matt Cohn-Geyer taught me years ago the biggest mistake even good players make is they don't take checkers off enough in the bear off. They play too safely. And he taught me that, so he must know the answers. And here he is not taking checkers off. So Matt played this bear off very conservatively. He still might leave a shot.
And he's odd.
And he still might leave a shot. Great roll for Mochy. If he gets a shot, he's got a board now. There, no. I can see why Matt played this conservatively because he figures he's got a really good shot at the gammon anyway. And he obviously does. So
Eight
why play?
checkers,
Yeah.
10, 11. He's favorite now.
Yeah.
To gammon.
You could possibly win gammon.
Yeah, he was favored at gammon, so that's why he played more safely. I should have recognized that, but he recognized it immediately. And gammon's only worth 32 chips. It's no big deal. This probably wins him the whole tournament in the $5,700.
Yeah. 3 crossovers needed.
Of course, they don't know yet what I'm raking.
Double bugs, 1.
How can he do it?
Oh, yeah.
Do it.
1, 2, 3. Yeah. Thank you. So 32.
Okay,
Oh my
32 smackers. Wow. Big.
79 for Matt and 17
Wow.
I'm very
for
sad
Mochy.
Well, it
Wow.
started at 8.
This should be the last game.
Now the shoe's on the other foot
Yeah.
as far as the heavy stack.
I wonder who set the timer for
You can
this. I
stop
think
laying
this is
off
the
now.
last
You can
game.
try.
Seems like
Already
close to
invites
30
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah.
Mochy's.
Wow. Matt Kungeyer came out of nowhere.
Oh,
Oh, now he's
Uh-oh.
got Yep,
Bringing out the.
a samurai. Now he's a samurai. That would intimidate me, especially if he had a sword.
Apparently that means number 1. That's what he told me earlier.
Is that what it means? Well, I was born on Pearl Harbor Day. That red dot reminds me of something else.
Now.
Okay, okay. Some of my best friends are Japanese. 1779. Cube's on 8. I think Mochy's got to do some cube action here if he wants to have a chance to win. He's got to double real fast. If he has a hope.
You know, it's a little bit interesting, and I don't know who suggested or what that we start on 8 rather than 16.
Mochy did, yeah. It was
But
Mochy's idea.
even with the smaller cube, Mochy's gotten burned for 2 big games.
Huge. And I think I understand why I did it. It's more interesting because at 16, the whole match would be over in 1 or 2 games. And this makes it more.
Well, almost
more
got
action.
there anyway.
Yeah. So doesn't Mochy have to double pretty quickly? I mean, right now, I would, if I'm him, I'm doubling so fast. Why isn't he doubling?
I would hear in
Yeah.
his situation.
I would have been doubling right now. Mochy knows something that I don't. You think he knows something that I don't?
It's okay.
In magnitude.
Game of patterns.
Have fun.
I don't know.
We're talking 7 digits here.
Nice, I got 2 honeycombs.
Who's that said if your IQ gets to 100, sell?
I only make 1 flower. What can I do? Yeah, it's the sun and the
They're
flower.
laughing. They're having fun. The way it should be. Wachtel's standing next to him, kibitzing.
Yeah, more than his.
I still think that Mochy should be doubling early and should have been doubling early. Right now, I'm glad he's glad he didn't because Bob's game has improved greatly from when I was talking about it. But I'm shocked that it wasn't a cube. There's no recube vig.
Who's minding the dog, or is it laying at Matt's feet?
Who let the dogs out? Who? Matt's got this big, gorgeous, white golden retriever. Sweetest dog. Famous backgammon players with dogs. You got Lynn Ehrlich has a lovely dog. The Cohens had various dogs. Roulette was famous. The white retriever. Their retriever, golden retriever.
I forget some of the later names.
Some
of
other
theirs.
people had dogs at tournaments.
Don't forget Guinness. We never took him to the Guinness tournament though. He's asocial.
Oh, really? One of those? Oh, Abby Cohen brings his dog often to
Yeah, yeah.
tournaments. He's a nice trail. You're losing 79 to 17. What is your double point? I think it's got to be low. I'm missing something. Mochy is holding back on this cube.
Okay, now what do you do here? And then play down or play up?
He dances.
I think you got to play down.
Offense, offense, defense, defense is something I learned from Sly. When you're on the offense, tend to make an offensive play. When you're on defensive, tend to make a defensive play. He's certainly playing offensive here, so that means come down. Plus, you're unstacking. Look at that stack on the midpoint.
I think, to me, the coming down is obvious. But
Coming up gives some good sixes, but how good is it? It's not that good a six. You always think about not giving your opponent a good six from the bar. It's a cube stopper, probably. If he missed there, then it'd be a cube. Yeah, what a swing. Things are going pretty rosy for Matt there. He was looking pretty bad before that sequence. You hit another checker? I think you do, making the 5 points too loose. I think you hit. I think, oh, really?
Something to be said for two in the air.
There's something to be said for the 5 point also.
I think I hit and go 8-7 or something.
I'm hitting, but if Matt's not hitting, I'm wrong. Okay. Oh, he's doing what Mochy does. Mochy usually looks at the worst play first and then makes the better play. I think Matt has to be slow with the cube when you're winning 79 to 17.
And this has doubtlessly got to be the last game of this round. Wouldn't you think?
I would think. I haven't looked at the timer, but it's got to be close to 30 minutes.
More material for the up.
Well, thank you, Mary Ann. She even mentions your name.
What?
Mary and me.
Oh, Mary Ann. We were talking about your Indianapolis tournaments earlier today, how much fun they were.
Oh, that's
Mary Ann,
Danced 3-6 again, 2 in a row, or 2 out of 3 anyway.
I think Mochy's playing rope-a-dope. He wants the cube.
I was the only one.
That's how you play rope-a-dope.
It's my specialty.
You know, Cassius Clay.
That bandana hasn't done much for him this game.
No. Now he was clearly ahead.
Here we go.
Look at that. He has to take. It's a must take in this score. Sure.
I can't imagine not taking.
Yeah. Now if he recubes, it's only worth 1 to recube. So the recube means almost nothing.
3.
And gammons don't matter anymore, except for 1 point.
Oh, I don't like that shit.
Probably not what I'm doing. If you roll a 4 or
It's
5,
got to be the worst cube big you ever could have. And 16 cube, your recube's worth 1.
Uh-oh.
I would recube anyway. I was afraid to influence Mochy too much. If he could hear me. Oh, good roll. Make the 2 point. You'd much rather be holding the 2 than the 1. And this, especially when your opponent has the 8 point, you'd much rather be holding the 2 point because that's 6 away. It's harder for him to come in. Your non-glare dice isn't working as good here. Is it the lighting? Usually you have your dice are real easy to see.
Yeah, that one spot right up in there.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
I think we're gonna
cube.
redouble,
Gotta
redouble.
read.
Oh,
If you lose this, you got one chip.
redouble.
You
What is
gotta,
it?
you gotta redouble.
Well, no, there's another reason to wait. You want to make it a hard decision where maybe he would pass. So you got to be 97%.
Maybe just,
Oh, that's my number.
maybe, well, now he just plays on for the G.
For the 1 point. Now you cash. Cash.
Look at that.
Oh, wow. What a game. What a game. You have 16 points to. This is still a
Well,
fight.
look at this. Why? I can't. I don't understand why he's not double redouble.
Because it's worth 1 point. Yeah. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It means very little. It only means a point either way. If he doesn't redouble and he loses, he gets to play another round.
His take point is like 98%.
Maybe more. So Mochy would love to dance. Yeah. But Matt's got a game now. Matt's got a game. Mochy comes in, he could crack. He's favored to come in. So he's right to really. I think this game swung 4 times at least.
Wait, Mochi's favorite to come in at 2 points?
Yes. Yeah, yes. 20 out of 36 times you
20
come in
out
on a
of
2-point.
36.
Right. You're favored to come in.
Well, I'm never.
Steve, you're the most negative guy I know. Why do you keep playing?
No.
So he hits him again, and Mochy would like to dance, wouldn't he? I don't know if the hit.
Mochi could get a.
Well, see, dancing is good for Mochy, and he hits him again. Not anymore. He wants to come. Yeah, it's still very
No.
good for Mochy. That's
He
why I
wants to
didn't
dance
know.
the rest of the
I
night.
didn't know about hitting the second checker.
Now make the.
Oh.
Oh.
Clever. Pip saw that coming. He wants to be hit. It's the way you hold your prime. It almost doesn't matter whether he redoubles or not. It almost doesn't matter. 1 point. Who cares? I wouldn't waste.
Mochi cares about a point.
Mochy cares about being right no matter what. That's his biggest fault, in my opinion.
I agree.
He's always trying to be right, and he usually is.
And that's why, and he usually is, but sometimes that's why he gets in such dire times.
Yeah. Oh, terrible.
Man. Oh, that's brutal.
That's not brutal.
Fanning is what Mochy wanted.
He just
Brutal against
Matt. Yeah.
The gammon doesn't matter. You don't worry about getting gammon because it's only cost you a point. What an interesting format. I love that we're doing something really different.
I'd say what's the Candace is playing with Matt's chips.
Well, at the end, we count the chips to see who gets the money. So if she steals them, she's going to make money.
You gonna pay off the stolen chips?
I don't know how Matt's. I don't know how Matt's going to win this game. Big cube. He's beavering to 64. No, he's taking the 32. Yeah, it's only worth 1. Meant nothing. Meant nothing. But he wants to.
Now I just go in this game.
Yeah.
Good it's
Make
good
it-
for him.
Easy.
He can't play.
They were supposed to start at
Has a
16 at
checker
this
on
time. They were supposed to start at
Mochi's.
32 the next roll. So it's whatever
Oh.
Mochi says.
Oh, I can't play gammon.
No, he didn't have a 6-5.
So
He didn't have a
Well, we
six.
said he wanted to stay on for as long as possible.
So the most points that could be won on this game is 17, regardless of what happens. So it looks like Mochi's a big favorite to win 17. But let's see, what is Matt's equity in this game? If he gets closed out, he's got 8%. Not with a crack board, though. Probably got about 4% winning chances in this game.
Bill, how can you be so negative? I don't see that as a crack board. I see it as a speed board.
Well, it's a matter of whether you're on cracker or you're on speed.
It's fun, huh? But it's really a challenge.
You are playing
By 11 o'clock Thursday.
Ooh, pardon me.
Did you see it right away?
This isn't that complicated to me. He just moved the back checker, but he did. Okay.
What do you now? 7?
Now he wants to hit loose, but you don't break the prime to hit loose because gammons don't matter. If gammons mattered, you might even actually hit loose there. It's a very bad roll. He loses the prime and can get hit and can lose the whole thing with a 1-6. Or with the 1 dance and then a 6. The 1 could be huge here. This really could be big. He's shaking hard, and he didn't get it.
Ooh, wrong
And the
7.
crowd goes mild. That could have been a big 1. Perfect bear off. Got a checker off.
5-3.
Matt goes down to about 3% winning chances, 4% maybe. Okay.
Oh, first pitch.
He's in.
6-1-5-1.
Double fours.
So much for that.
Wow. Mochi's going to win back 17
And this
points.
has got to be the end of round.
Yeah, it is the end.
You did against
And they
me.
got one
Double
more
sixes,
round.
Double sixes.
Now, will they leave
Mochi.
it at 8 once more?
I don't know.
Or will they go to 6?
Probably they'll go to
Will
8.
they go
But
to the originally published 32?
if I were Matt, I would insist on the. I mean, if I were Mochi, I would insist on the 32 because he's down. That's got to be 30 minutes.
Who's keeping time?
17.
17 bits. 17 checkers.
I think he looked over at his clock like he
Yeah,
looked at the time.
okay.
Believe he won that
They
game.
can get him one more game. So Matt now has
The
34,
board was crap when he first
and
did it.
17 less is 62 to 34.
He had a good board.
Yeah, 62-34.
62-34. He's in range.
It's okay. You can't win them all.
34 against like 56 or something? I don't know.
Now, while we're in a brief break here, just to remind y'all,
So is this sports game?
starting at noon. What noon tomorrow?
Yeah, 12 o'clock tomorrow, 12 o'clock Pacific.
12 Pacific tomorrow with chouettes and perhaps some
Variations.
some heads up. But
We're going to play.
ideally, we're going to try to focus on chouettes. And there, for y'all's information, we're going to pretty much have very limited commentary. We're going to leave the board mics open so you can hear the banner, the smack talk, the discussion on decisions at points.
Yeah, the Chouette rules are going to be consulting after the cube, so that it would be incredibly good to hear some of the best players in the world discussing on why they would do this or that.
And we'll encourage them to perhaps
Yeah.
keep.
Wachtel wrote the Chouette rules, so ask him, and he's in charge of the rules. Makes a big difference what the rules are, too. You're right. Bob, do you have these Chouette rules in writing that you're going to bring?
I thought you were going to.
No, you ever gave them to me.
Okay, here we go.
Number 1.
What is
Yeah.
number one.
Yeah.
But
I'll
he
have my
was.
first.
I can't
Okay,
get her
what's
in
going
the
on?
I'll ask Monte to send me his
Already
first.
consulting like
Dad
YouTube.
said no.
All kinds of technicality.
I'll ask Monte to send it to me.
Don't blame me.
Everybody's got a different set of shoe rules. Everybody in the world.
I can send this to you. I thought you had.
I never got it.
Okay, Mochi takes.
Never said that. I never saw it. If I got him, I would.
No, you didn't say if you got it.
Yeah, he's done nothing constructive.
You're gonna use the same rules you use online? Whatever Bird wants.
Oh, right. Oh, I see. Yeah, it was him.
It was him,
So
not
he
me.
had some. I think he said he. Just,
Yeah, you never
2 to
had
the
this
10, and then find
A
your
Bird
other
and I look
3.
alike. We're both Jewish. All these Jewish guys look alike, right? Prejudice?
Well, he's thinking about making the bar, though.
Who's both Jewish?
Me and Bird.
You and who?
Ralph Bird
Oh, I didn't know Bird was Jewish.
and Wachtel and Matt Congar. All the good players are Jewish.
Oh,
And do you know why so many backgammon players are Jewish?
no.
Because their mothers are.
Steve, it's not an easy thing to be a stand-up comedian. Get that so many lines.
Don't
It's easier to be a young comedian.
don't encourage him.
You don't need to.
Oh, you hit 15.
Oh, they're still playing? This is more important what we were talking about here. And he's got a 16 cube already?
Yep. Which was a bit surprising when he took it to me.
And when he took it, he's the trailer. He's got a much bigger, stronger reason to take the cube.
This has got to be the last
You
game,
should see
round
the cube
7.
I took on Wachtel. I'm embarrassed to show it to anybody.
7.
All right, I'll have their fourth game, right?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but it's 30 minutes.
Oh, 30 minutes.
And I got to think they've
Oh yeah.
passed the 30 minutes.
It was 30 minutes.
Mochi
Mochi.
was Mochi. And it varies depending on
Think-
how he's doing.
think
in the
he
store.
should have recused himself.
Yeah, right, right. There's no conflict of interest if you're one of the players and keeping score and in charge of the rules
You
and
keep the
deciding where
score and the clock.
and you decide where the cube starts. And if it was anybody but Mochi, people would be suspicious. But he's the most ethical person I've ever known.
Surely most.
Just to tell you how ethical he is, I had a chance for Mochi to get into a pretty good money game with a big fish, and he refused to do it because the money came from a bad source. It was bad money. That's
Came
how-
from what?
A bad source. It
A
was
bad source.
crooked. It was from crooked source. And Mochi said, "I don't want any part of that money."
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's a very ethical guy. And I would have grabbed that money so fast.
They don't have Robin Hood in Japan.
Still watching the Diddy trial?
Oh, 5-4.
No. Huh?
Speaking of scruples.
Yeah. 5-2.
So if Mochi wins this, we got a relatively close match in
Again.
another round. This is,
Mochi's not going to win this.
People who've said those words in the past, you know how often they had to eat those words, Stephen? You said,
I don't
Mochi's
know.
not going to
Tell
win
us.
this? Yeah, I've had to eat those words a few times. There's no way he can win. One of my favorite quotes is in the Civil War, a Confederate general said, "There's no way he could hit anybody from." That was a true quote. Couldn't finish the sentence. All right.
G.L. Harvey. Hi, Bill and Phil.
Hello, GL. Oh, buddy, GL. He has the dream job driving yachts. Wow. You should see his Bentley. He's got a backgammon license plate on it. Reminds me of Bill Davis. You always know when GL's in the house.
Shot time.
Double shot time. And you said no way Mochy could win this? Huh? Huh? Watch, watch, watch. See? He hits.
Most dangerous.
Matt never moves again. Yeah, huh?
Or something with 7 or 8.
How about coming in
3-1.
and coming in and hitting? This is a big, huge roll right here. Big, big roll. Comes in 20
Mochy's,
times.
Contemplating.
32, huh? No.
Ooh.
32, no, 34.
Could this possibly be a double because of the chips? It's certainly not a double if it was for real money. But with the chips, it could be. He hits 14 times. 13 times. Oh, no, but he's got some other shots. He can come in with a 3. He can 3-3. He can hit with 3-5. Wow. So he's got 13 plus the 3, 5, and
Well, he's got 13.
direct. But then he can hit that other checker, and he can hit. Ooh, that was double 4s play and 3-4. Wow,
Boom.
that was big. That was a huge roll and cube decision. Covers. The 2 isn't fun, but I know my play. I'm chickening. That's the chicken play. Slotting isn't unreasonable. This is because this is so ugly. Three.
Oh my God.
Well, he has to hit.
Oh my god.
You must hit, and I think you hit and make the bar, but I think you have to hit.
Too much.
Now, do you make the bar or do you lift? I make the bar. All right, that's me.
Did. Something like
Mochy, that's my play. Wait, go back. I should talk louder, right? That's my play.
No, we don't want you to
That was
influence
my
him not
play.
to do that.
Yeah. Oh,
dance would
hit
be interesting.
twice. He hit him twice. Oh my God, the swings. The swings. How big would a 3 be here?
No.
Uh-oh. He needs to come out. The switch would have worked. He didn't even look at it. Yeah. Pasco saw something Matt didn't even look at. It was the switching play. He got it. Oh my goodness. Mochy was a big favorite there for a second or two. He almost cubed him to 32. By the way, you get the full credit for a gammon here. It's worth 32 chips.
94 to 2.
32 chips. And a backgammon's worth 34, and a gammon's worth 32. So I don't think you'd play for the backgammon. Wow, Matt
GL, they
Gardner.
all the entrants started with 8 chips, and you play each random pairings each round.
I think
Maximum of 5 games or
I think
30 minutes.
I think Matt's going to walk away with $5,700 here,
Points or chips.
unless they hedged.
4 checkers on the bar. How do you avoid backgammon?
Backgammons really don't matter that much. It's only worth 2 points.
Yeah, it's 94 to 2. Will be.
Because 34 is the maximum swing that you could have in the game. So a gammon's worth 32 and backgammon's worth 34. But with 4 checkers up, you might well get a shot at the very end.
Well, it's interesting. Well, depending on what they start round 6 cube at. But Mochy's only got 2 points, and Matt has 94.
So it won't matter what they started on.
Anyway,
Yeah. You win 10 games in a
round
row.
8. I mean,
Yeah, you win 10 games, you just keep winning it. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2.
no,
It goes 2, 4.
second game you could be 4.
Right.
Third game you could be 8.
Right. He could still win the whole tournament with 2 chips.
You wouldn't have to lose many extra games.
I agree. Pasco pointed out what I was thinking. It might have been wrong to hit the 4th checker. You hit the 4th checker, that gives the guy more chances to get a shot.
Can't stay out of the gutter here.
3 strikes. 3 strikes?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. How much is that, BG?
It's worth 2 points to BG.
Oh my God.
Give it a shot.
And he might get a shot.
He wants to
Now we
dance.
wish he didn't have to switch.
Oh.
He come in with both. BG.
Need a double it.
Oh, he's not BG. He can get off the BG with double six.
All right.
He can get off the BG. Oh, okay.
Oh.
That's it. That's it. That's it. Matt Kongire,
Matt Kongire
the champion.
wins the
Great fashion.
Now, remember, folks, noon tomorrow. And Tara, while I'm talking, maybe you can confirm with Ralph that there's not going to be anything else tonight.
There is nothing else tonight.
There is nothing else tonight,
there's
so
nothing else
you
tonight.
viewers can
Wow.
look past that. But noon tomorrow, we're going to be playing Chouettes
We've had some
variations.
I still say
Heads
Wachtel
up.
was the most exciting game. The Wachtel Mochi
That
game.
Wachtel Mochi
was
was
amazing, but
pretty
this is-
exciting.
this
But
is
a
great
nice win for Matt Kongire, and we certainly appreciate Mochi and Ralph putting on this event with help from Phil and Pasco and Wachtel and Wells and whomever.
Uh-huh.
So
And everybody's here for one reason, because Steve Hammond came. Oh, Steve left the room. I'm sorry. I didn't get to hear that.
tomorrow noon, Ace Point Backgammon channel, YouTube channel, Chouettes variations, which probably includes some Pasco gammon.
We're going to play Pasco Gammon. We're going to play Future Gammon, and maybe Backgammon to lose, or a couple of other variations. Jim Pasco is going to lead the way and show us and give a seminar on variations. It's going to be fun. It'll be
Especially on how to lose.
on how to lose. That's going to be fun.
So hit that like button before you leave, and we will see y'all tomorrow.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.